All right, this is your watch list for April 8th, and really the rest of this week. This is going to be the week of nothing or the week of everything. It's what we've been waiting for. We got the Brexit stuff coming in, but again, that's either going to be hit or miss. If anything stays on this path, it's going to leave us an opportunity to play the markets, and it's even setting up for what I want to talk about with a few of these plays to keep your eyes out for. But then there's also this is like the last dead week before earnings starts to kick off the week after this. So there is going to be a lot to look out for and a lot of, again, everything or nothing. So I hope you guys are ready. If you are new to the channel, there is a few things you have to know about these videos. First, you need to subscribe if you're new. Drop a thumbs up whether you are subscribed or not subscribed. But now, I need you to post your watch list. We are here to source information. We could have eyes, so everybody post your watch list below. I'm posting what I got going on. If you think I missed anything, again, post it below. And then we are trading live tomorrow morning. It's on the channel. It's pinned in the comments. It's in the description. And we're going to go over this watch list in the morning. So if there is any developments or changes, we're going to see. I believe futures right now are actually down. I was expecting the market to be up a little bit. I haven't checked Shanghai. Let me check that real quick. So Shanghai just opened up, but we're going to see how that plays out. It's going to have an effect, and we talked about the Chinese stocks on the last watch list, but let's just get into it. And even then, as far as economics and any events, we are going to get the Fed minutes in the middle of the week. So that's one thing here domestically. The next big thing is just watching how any of the situations with the pound play out. We are going to see some data tonight, which is going to play into tomorrow. Again, be there pre-market with Germany and some of their, just economic and trade data overall. That wasn't too hot the last week, but the market took it very well. But it leads into the first play, related to Brexit, related now to both Brexit and earnings. This is where I want you guys to understand the play. It's going to be finances, or financial sector. So watch it. Here's XLF, and specifically, I have one to look at. Wells Fargo, look at, it's kind of been on, I think it could have something on the downside. The issue is, though, I believe on Thursday or Friday this week, they report. So we're going to get Wells Fargo and then JP Morgan. And then next week, early next week, we're going to get, on Monday, we're going to get Goldman Sachs and Citigroup. So the banks are going to report. And then again, with bringing up Brexit, regardless if Brexit happens or not, what I would expect to see, even in the midst of the negotiations, is you'll see these bank stocks start to move. They will either start to price something in before or after. I mean, I think that's going to be the word of the day for tomorrow on stream. It's going to be pricing in, because now, this is that final week coming into earnings. So watch a lot of these plays and how we're looking. And again, Netflix is going to be reporting next week. And I think BBB... Bed Bath & Beyond is going to be this week too. But I wanted to make sure you guys see where everything is in relation to the SPY, So a lot of things are either going to start pricing in positive earnings, negative earnings are staying the same. But watch out for this. Watch out for the financials, because they're going to either, usually there is, even before the Brexit, like we saw in 2016 or any of these events, the banks have gotten hit recently. They've kind of made their way up. You might see it be a relief. So I'd watch for the bank stocks to even slightly glide up. And if they don't, I am going to keep my eyes on Wells Fargo, though, because if that is an opposite scenario, we should watch for if the banks are pricing in something negative. But now specifically, Wells Fargo is clearly diverging. There's Wells Fargo. Here's overlaid with XLF and the rest of the financials. You can kind of see what's going on. So they had interesting news. I'm going to watch that. And again, preparing for earnings, and they got their earnings next week. So watch that. Another one is going to be, I believe their earnings are next week, CSX, but watch transports. We were watching FedEx, and a lot of this stuff we were bringing up from last week, and then IBM again. But as I'm bringing up the Bank of America, I'm bringing up all these stocks now, so you guys are going to get to see. Watch how these move coming into this week prior to their earnings, so you could see how things are pricing in. And we want to watch the overall market. Is it going to be pricing in more or less Brexit, or is it going to be pricing in everything we have going on with this upcoming earnings and what investors are expecting to happen? So watch IBM. Keep your eyes on that. That's a slow mover. And again, because even beyond that, the name of the game here, even with futures coming down here into the market, we saw it yesterday, or on Friday, even though the market's closed up, it's the value stocks. And then, that's going to bring up here McDonald's. We saw that move all sorts of ways. It's breaking now towards the highs. It's holding. And again, it started to move more like a traditional value stock, where we were seeing the whole market, they're either everything was moving with the market, but at one point McDonald's started making moves, even Starbucks and Walmart. So keep your guys' eyes out on those. And again, if you've been watching these watch lists, you've been on the streams, these are important. But again, hopefully we're seeing on a week-to-week basis and even on a month-to-month basis, stuff is changing. And the objective here is notice the option prices and notice these prices of the stocks before earnings. Again, pricing in, and I think that's what we're going to see a lot of, and we're going to see that come in effect. So watch that. But IBM is going to be a good one. That's one where the contracts could get very, very cheap, and it still can make another move. Or a big move. And then another play I have is CSX. So again, that's related to transports. That's related to FedEx. We've been seeing the market get carried up by transports. They've been coming down. So again, this is CSX. And again, another divergence. And you guys see it. I'm kind of pointing these out. It looks like they don't diverge. But again, transports were going up. But the last 3 or 4 days, CSX started to come down while transports were going up, so they could converge. So we're either going to see, they could either set the tone for transports in general, but they have earnings coming up as well, so watch them. Another earnings one, it's going to be the kickoff of FANG and what we like to see. So watch Netflix, and then again, that's going to remind us to these top plays we've been watching last week. Roku was one of them. And I think Roku's been very, very good. It's been getting downgraded. It got a downgrade Friday. Amazon was encroaching on its space on Thursday. The stock dropped, so watch out for that. Roku could be, I think, a good swing, either up or down. I think whenever you see where the momentum's going on Roku, I think if you are able to get in on it early, you could ride the wave in either direction, and it's going to be profitable. So watch out for that. Another one that relates to that, even related to now Brexit to a degree, but what I said to watch this week, the main theme with financials, Square. Square has been holding up surprisingly, and again, even related to the XLF, if you look at it comparatively, it's kind of like a Wells Fargo on the stronger side, but we'll see. There was news that their employees are going to be able to start selling their restricted stock units for the first time, so that could weigh on the shares. But again, even watching them in the earnings and how they play out, I think they're going to be a good one to watch. So keep your eye on for that. What's another one we were talking about? Oh, easy, man. Nvidia, what do you want to call it? It's been doing very, very good. It's been moving with the market. The chip makers have been solid, so watch out for that. And again, in that same breath comes up Apple and Qualcomm. However, I think Apple too, if Apple gets some steam and comes around like 199, 200, that could get good. Qualcomm as well. It looks like everything's kind of dying down between what happened with Apple and Qualcomm. Keep a tentative eye on that. That's going to be interesting. However, I think Nvidia, Micron, and AMD, those are going to be your hot picks, and especially if they continue the trend from last week. They kind of, especially Nvidia's been moving a little bit slower than the week prior, because the week prior led to expensive contracts this week. So we're going to see if Nvidia could kind of establish a level here. That could be a very, very good play. So we got that. What is the last and final one? Your favorite, boys and girls, Boeing. So after hours, I forgot what the news was that made them drop. If someone wants to post it below, because again, the news has been coming out in various different degrees and segments and waves. So watch out for that, though. Again, 383 is not as low. Remember, it was just at that 360 level. It did make a very large bounce in the last few days. So we'll see, though. It could essentially establish another range. But now, here's something to not forget about. I believe their earnings is coming up in like 20-something days, or at least 3 weeks. So watch out for that. And don't forget, Boeing has earnings coming up. So again, there's going to be a point where these premiums and the volatility of the contracts, you're going to be able to see an opportunity and set up a play. So that's pretty much it, you guys. A lot of what we've been looking at already. Again, there is some of those other stocks like Philip Morris. I'd watch Home Depot too as well in the morning. Shout out Nathan Winters. I always keep thinking about that. Those are good plays again, and we're going to be carrying these over from last week, even UPS, and again, I put up FedEx as well. But watch these, I think, by the morning. So again, be on stream. We're going to have a better decision. But the key here is understanding the reasoning now of how these events can start to play out and how they're going to even play out the stocks. And, it's not even about following news and this all the time, because it's not all the time the news affects the stock. And, it's like this happens, if X happens, then Y. That's not always the case. The whole point of all this, and this is why I want you guys to post your watch list, take observation and take notice of what's going on, so that over time we're able to see, hey, this was occurring, this pushed the stock, this didn't push the stock. It's just all data, it's all info. So hopefully this guys helps you. I'm really, really stoked, man. We're gonna have a great day tomorrow, so I better see you on the chat. Shout out to Chad, he's been amazing. 30 minutes before open, that's 6 a.m. my time, so I'm gonna wake up real early. I better see you guys on there. Show some love, post your watch list, like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you in the morning. Let's go. Woo.